accessible.
Okay, okay, let's start. So, hope you all are good. And my name is Harnam Singh. I am a cybersecurity analyst, InfoSec trainer, and today we will discuss on bug bounty. So, what is bug bounty? How to start bug bounty? Then information gathering, reconnaissance about the target and bug bounty, manual automation both. Then we will learn some Google Docs. Then attack. So, first of all, what is bug bounty? A responsible disclosure program are deployed by various companies in the name of bug bounty program to encourage people to report potential vulnerability discover on their site. Some organizations choose their reward method in various ways like money, swag, and entry in their Hall of Fame. If you are interested in an web application security, then it is a great way to enhance your skill with the potential of earning money from home itself with the credibility at the same time. As you all know about the bug bounty, I know you all, everyone know if you are cybersecurity enthusiast, everyone is doing bug bounty in this and everyone is like lot of people are confused how to start bug bounty, where to start bug bounty, what should we know before going bug bounty. So we will discuss in this session. So before you going bug bounty and what you should know, like there is a various steps I will show. Like first of all, you should know the computer basic fundamentals, like how to work computers, booting process, UFI and legacy difference, and master boot record, how to install operating system, file system, NTFS. These all are things, basic things you should know. Then second part is networking part. If you already certified ethical hacker, then you all know these things. You all are know these things. If you are already a certified ethical hacker, if you not, then you should learn these things before going bug bounty. And second step is networking. It's a very important part. And like IP address, IP version 4, topic, and three-way handshake, basic subnetting, basic protocols. These things you should aware about these things. Then third is command line. You should be a good on the command line. Then fourth is operating system, Linux, Windows, Mac. You should aware about this, and you should good on Linux. And fifth is web technology, like basic HTML, CSS, JavaScript, PHP. If you don't code anything, then don't worry. You should know only if there is a code. You should know like what is this code, what it is doing. Like these things you should know. If you do not code, then don't worry. Only basic you should know about this, like any, if there is a code like a source code, and you should analyze this thing. Only basic thing is enough for bug bounty. And six is programming language, like Python and bash script. Python and bash script is important in the bug bounty. And if you want like a one liner code, and how you will create, how you will make this one liner code, and this is the important for you. So these are the six steps you should know before going bug bounty. So there is a many type of pen testing. Like it's up to you, it's depend on you to choose the path, what path you will choose. And like what are the types of pen testing? There is a web app pen testing, Android pen testing, iOS pen testing, source code review, network pen testing, IoT pen testing, then blockchain pen testing. These are the 7 type of pen testing, but I'm just showing like these are the types of pen testing, and it's up to you which path you should choose. And after that, you should make a account on Twitter, and you should follow some people's, like 1 second. Okay. So you should follow some people like Namsek, and there is a famous people are bug bounty hunter peoples. You should follow them, and you can check the tweets like related to bug bounty tweets. It will increase your vocabulary and increase your knowledge. So after that, write-ups and blogs. What write-ups you should follow and blogs like hack activity, integrity blog, and pentest land, medium blog, and ports figure blog. I highly recommend you to follow the ports figure lab because it's a lab and blogs also, both are the things, and you should follow the ports figure. I recommend highly recommend you to follow the ports figure lab. Okay, so in bug bounty some bug and 2 or 3 hours per day in one domain. You should be hello. Hello, turn off your mic, please. Yeah. So patience is key to success in the bug bounty. Okay. So you should give 2 or 3 hours per day in one domain only. Then and it can take only 2 or 3 months you'll spend on this. And don't go for money. First learn and build your resume. Learn and then earn. Okay, first you will learn and then you can learn. So next is this is the how you can go for bug bounty. You should follow these things, you should know, you should aware of these things. These are the some basic things you should aware about these things. After that there is a information gathering, and before we start our talk, let's know about the reconnaissance first. What is the reconnaissance? Reconnaissance is an important technique for penetration testing and the beginner point of many data breaches. It involves gathering of information about the target which can be useful for finding flaws or vulnerability. Many people never do proper reconnaissance and start attacking the target, which is a wrong way. So the question in our mind know how know is information and what kind of tool we will use to collect all the information. You need to follow some methodology. Like there is a lot of tool, a lot of methodology, but I will use some tool here, like a very rare two three tool I will use only because I can't tool much. I can't cover much tool or much lot of things in this session I can't cover, but I will use only few tools. And like there are many tools to gather information about the target, but we will use a few and useful too. First we need to find a target. Here we can choose from let's say responsible disclosure or Bugcrowd site. Site and colon any website, not website. Here you can choose uh, or leave this. You can directly search responsible disclosure powered by Bugcrowd or anything. Bugcrowd, HackerOne, not only this, not only Bugcrowd, any website, any responsible disclosure you can choose from here. You can check here outreach, virtues, any domain you can choose from here. Let's see. Copy. So a tool to find the subdomain. Okay, and first you need to install subfinder, GitHub tool from project discovery. Let me open Kali. And how to install this tool? Here is the process. First download this and then untar, like unzip this file, move to bin location, then it's installed. I already installed, then I will not install it again. Yeah, from GitHub, so finder git. Let me zoom out. So from here you can install this tool, Subfinder tool. You can download from here, or you can simply git clone this from here. Git clone this, and after that follow these steps: cd subfinder v2 cmd. This is the directory and subdomain. After that, go build. But before installing Subfinder, you need to install Go. Go is a programming language. Like you should install the Go before installing Subfinder. And I already installed Go, Golang, and Subfinder, and other tools that I will show you. I already installed. So you need these steps. You need to follow these steps. Okay. So I will directly go here and Subfinder. How we will use Subfinder? Here, Subfinder -d, and here we will give domain, any domain, copy this domain, and it will find the subdomain here. Okay. We will save in a file -output, and file name, any file name we can give outreach.txt, outreach domain name .txt. Wait till it done. After that, we will use httpx. What it does to find the live subdomain. Okay, and httpx live subdomain, and after that we will use one command for like status code and title content length. First, that there is a check the result. Yeah, clear ls, where is our outreach.txt, cat outreach.txt. We found the subdomain of this domain, outreach. Okay, next we will use httpx. Now you need to install the httpx tool from GitHub, a project discovery tool. Again, you need to download first zip file, then unzip it, then move to local bin httpx, and httpx. Follow these steps only, you will install it easily. Okay, and wait, yes, follow these steps only. First install and download this zip file, then unzip the file, then move to this directory. Okay, user local bin and httpx directory, and simply run httpx. Your httpx tool is start. It's a very simple, so I'm not showing you how to install it. It's take time, so I will not show you how to install it. and after that we will use httpx -h help. My httpx is running. httpx here we will use cat. First cat outreach cat outreach pipe httpx then hyphen o output in any file live domain dot txt. Let's run this command. These are the live domain. Yeah, we found out the live domain. Now what we can do next, we will use this command subfinder -d domain and -silent http we need to give the domain name. Here we need to give the domain name. Any domain we can give here. Yes, outreach .io, I think. outreach.io .io, and what it will do, it will give us the status code like 200 code, 300 code, and content length. The domain is multifunctional, like many functions. These functions are not like a title. These things it will show us. Let's hit enter. Here you can check 200 means this domain is live and the content length is something, and 200 code means this website is this like a domain is running and it's a multifunctional, and 66 content length, this means this domain has rare like rare functions. And now it's depend on you. You can choose domain. What domain you can choose is it's up to you. Now you can check this is a domain, and like this one, this is a domain and content length is 0 means there is no functionality in this domain. So after that like your basic recon is complete. Like you can do many things. There is a many tools and many like ways you can find out what you want. There is a lot of things, but like in my methodology, like you find out the subdomain and with content length and status code. Now you can search, you can go with the simple domain, and like after that you can work on like work with Bubsuit or extra. So one more tool here, Wayback URL. Here we will use Wayback URL. What it will does, collects all the URL. It will collect all the URL, and after that it makes our work easy. From here, from the GitHub, you can download Wayback URLs, GitHub tool from the Tom Nom Nom, its author. Yeah, if you already installed Golang, then simply run this command and your Wayback URL tool will be installed. Okay, so how to use this Wayback URL? Here is the command like cat domain.txt. First your all the domains and then Wayback URL, and it will collect all the URLs and then your URL and then URLs URL only .txt. Hit enter. Wait for the result. It can take some time. Okay, so it will collect all the possible URLs. After that, you can grab the like word. What word you want, like page equal to, like possible vulnerable, like maybe vulnerable, some like a page equal to something. You can try some LFI, then ID equal to, these all things you can you can grab. You can use grab command and you can find out these parameter. Okay, after this Vivek result, it's taking time. Okay, wait. Okay, leave this, and only this will collect all the URLs. After that, you can check one by one URL and their parameters, like some parameter may be vulnerable, like I already like talk about this. Some page equal to, ID equal to, referee equal to, these are the parameter. We can try some bugs on these parameters, so you can sort out the parameters after this Vivek result. Okay, so like we got the subdomain. After that, ls here is the cat live domain .txt. Here you can choose any domain from here. These are the live domain. Okay, then you can browse the domain subdomain, and after that you can find out the authentications, like authentications related bug and other bugs. And before going that, I will use here some Google Docs. Here is the one more tool, Delphox tool, to find the cross-site scripting. In the end, I will use this tool to find the, it's a very good tool to find the cross-site scripting. So here is the Google Doc. What is the Google Doc? Google Doc is just an advanced technique that is used to search Google's index in a better way. Okay, using this technique, you can do a lot of things. You can search for a very specific query, or find someone's email and even password or anything what you want. Okay, let's find some interesting information. Here is the example.com. Like here we found example.com and we found a index of example.com, and let's check in a live domain. Here example.com, here we will give this one domain. Let's check this one domain, outreach in title. Yes, the index file is disabled, it's not enabled, so it's not giving us any output. Okay, let's try some other. But if you find, you can find like that, you can other domain, you can search other domain also. vulweb.php, vulweb.php.com, text testphp.vulweb.com, test php.vulweb.com. Let's check this. Yeah, like that you can find. But if domain is vulnerable, by this create SQL, like that you can find the vulnerability in the domain. Let's check some other techniques. DB password. We can find the database password using the Google Doc, like in URL, target, here over domain and file type, environment. In the environment, database password we will sort out. Let's check. Find the database password using Google Doc. Let's check here. Target, outer reach, OUT, reach.io. .io. Let's check this. But this is also disabled. This is not enabled and not vulnerable by this. So here you can check some other, any other domain one by one. You can check some other .com. This is also Buckroad domain. Better.com. No, it's not working. Let's check some other. Canva.com. No. Let's check Cam Scanners, cam.com. But some website, like it's not vulnerable by this attack, so it's not giving us any result. But if you use this vulnerable website, you can test php.vulnweb.com. Yeah. Yeah, this is the, like this is the command. This is the Google Doc command. This is the Google Doc command. You can use this by checking whether the database password, like this environment file, is allow or disallow. It is like visible or not. You can use this command. So what next command, like this, these things you can get. Yeah, these are some open, like without any targets, some open. Yeah, you can use without like target. These are the some, yeah, like that you can find this. But I think there is no some information like password, username. Yeah, this is database username, then database username, database password. Like that you can get the information. But if you are going to find some like your domain, then you need to site, then your domain, outreach.io. Like that you can find if it vulnerable. If it is not vulnerable, then it will not give you any output. So like that you can find this vulnerability. This is the Google Doc command. So our next step, like to find out the registration page, like sometime you don't know how to register. There is no like available functionality, not visible the functionality of sign in functionality. Then directly you can use this command to find out the sign up page. Here site test php, this is the simple. Let's use this. Here is the sign up page, but sometimes you can't find the sign up page. Then you can use the simple Google Doc technique to find out the sign up page. Like when you are going to like hunt the web application, hunt the domain, like your domain is this, but there is sign in page not available, not visible for us. That time you can search by Google. Like this is a sign in and sign up. Let's check. Let's check. Yeah, here is the sign up page, but let's check some other website. This is a circanus.com website, and let's check here. Sign up page. Here is a login page, and where is the sign up? There is no sign up. We can't log in with this ID. I think I already can't log in the account, but there is no sign up page visible. Let's check. No, we couldn't find an existing. This means if related to this username password is like existing account, then it will log in. Otherwise the login page is not available. Sorry, sign up page. So in that time what we will do, just take this, and where is our, here we can use this. Yeah, it gives us a result sign up page for new accounts, Circanus website and sign up page, like that. Yes, now you can create your account here for account related, authentication related vulnerability. If you want to find, then you need to first sign up the page, like that. You can find out the sign up page. Okay, so this is the Google Doc. This is the technique, Google technique. So our next page is, next Google Doc is configuration file exposed. Configuration file exposed. You can check site test php dot, this is the site, any site you can choose. Then extension, xml extension, configuration extension, cnf, information, rdp, cfg, txt, environment, ini, ora. These are the information, these are related like extension. If it's available, then it will show us. Let's check this. I done this in this test php one web page, and it show me this result, test php one web, and this is a configuration file. But this is a vulnerable website, so we already know about this. So like that we can find some other website. Here we can use some other website. Outreach dot IU. Let's check. Oh, we got the robot.txt page. Let's check if something is informative. Let's check. No, nothing is some juicy, nothing is some good information. These are the basic. Disallow, crafty disallow, assets is disallow, static is disallow, but not some good information. But this is the way, this is the way you can find out. Let's check some, if some file is open according to this this Google Doc line, this command. If some configuration file, some extension is open, then you will get like information, like a good information. Let's check some other, better.com. Better.com. Yeah, what include this? Let's check. This is a XML file. Better.com, SQL, XML, sitemap. It's related to sitemap, but not some good information. Let's check some other. Let's check Nokia.com. Nokia.com. Map So let's check some other things. Let's check Circonus, circonus.com website. No. So this is the way to find out some configuration file using Google Doc. Like we will use again vulnerable website testphp.vulweb.com. Let's check this. Here we find some configuration file, but this is a vulnerable website and nothing is there, only you can check the IP address is disclosed. So like that you can, with this command, with this Google Doc, you can find out the configuration file with the some information. Okay. So next is Google Doc to find out the log file. Yeah, using this extension log, you can find out the log file extension site outreach reach.io extension log support outreach. How to enable the no yeah, this means there is a log file not is enabled, it's a disable, and this is not for public, so we can't access the log file here. But like that you can use some other better.com, any domain you can choose here, nokia.com. Let's check is there some informative or not. This is not working. Here is, but not some good information. Document setting, Tony, my document, some path, FTP, but not some good information. Leave this. Yeah, this is if some good information is disclosed, you can report them. Post request, not nothing. No, not a good information, but like that outlog. Let's check this. But this is a, yeah, subdomain of the Nokia.com. Let's check. Also nothing there. Error expectation occurred while handling URL localhost. You can say this assets of internal path, not a path, it's a information disclosure assets, but this is a very basic website. So this is a vulnerable website. I use this and find out the log. Like that you can while hunting you can use this dog to find out the log file. Next we will use the GitHub. And what is first of all, what is GitHub? And GitHub is a web-based platform used for version control. Git simplifies the process of working with other people and makes it easy to collaborate on projects. Team members can work on files and easily merge their change in with the master branch of the project. In simple word, I write here in the simple word, like GitHub is a developer platform where people put their source code. Okay, if the company has a many branches, for example, if a company has a many, like some other branches or many branches, or if the team is working from different branches, like if like from that companies there is a many branches of company, there is a many branches, and the team is working from many like different branches. Then mostly they use GitHub. So there is a question why they use GitHub. Like if one of the team member got any issue in the project, then like we can say it's a mostly related to developer. So developer making any project, and here we are discussing about the developer project. Okay, so if one of the team member got any issue in the project, developer team member got any issue in the project, then what he will do, he will open the issue and he will work on the issue, and the original repository will remain safe. There is no effect on the original repository. If someone make any changes in the project, he will pull out the request. There is a method here. There is a something you can check this master branch. First is the master branch, and second is the open issue, and third is branch, then pull request, then merge. What it does, like first is the master branch, and if someone in the GitHub, if someone like got any issue, if some member like project member if got any issue, he will open this is the main repository, you can say main project. Okay, master branch is a main project, you can say. And open issue means he will open the issue, and he will like create a branch means other duplicate file, you can say, and he will work on that to fix that issue. Okay, and he will fix that issue in the branch. Okay, and others member also, after making the project, if they want to modify that project, if they want to modify that project, that time they will pull the request. Okay, they will pull the request, and after that, after these all the issue and modification, what they will do, they will merge this last one, merge this modify and fix issue, like we can say modify or data modify project with the original project. This is the process. Like there is a lot of codes, lot of project in the GitHub, lot of like codes, and developer uses codes. We will find out some information in the GitHub. So how we can find the information in the GitHub? Let's open the GitHub. Yeah, here is a GitHub. First make your account in GitHub, then after that, like the Google Doc, here we use the Google Doc same as we can use here. Okay, here we can use some Google Docs, and let me check, is there any Google Doc GitHub link? GitHub Google Doc. Yeah, these are the keywords we can find from the GitHub. Okay, these are the keywords like web server XML file, we can find FTP configuration file, logins JSON. These are the passwords, username, API key. There is a lot of words.
जहाँ पहले 2 पैसे बचे, बिजनेस का नियम ये होता है, और बिजनेस में यारी दोस्ती नहीं निभाई जाती कभी। हाँ तो भाई तो करा लाऊंगा भाई।
Hello, please turn off your mic. Okay, so GitHub, no, we will find some GitHub, we will find some information using GitHub. Here is, we open the GitHub, github.com, not doc.com. Here, this is my account. Now here we will find some information related to the domain. First, what was the word domain? Like outreach, outreach.io, and here we will find API key or AWS API key, AWS secret key. Lot of information we can find here. Like first of all, let's any random API key. Is there available or not? No. No. Let's check some other password. No response. We can use here any, you can choose from here also http password wp config file. If it enable, then it can disclose lot of information here. Let's check. No. Let's change the domain. Like that you can choose one by one here. netrc API key, Heroku API key in the language like a JSON language, you can find SF username. One by one you can find all these things. Now let's check some other. Now password, username, ID, email ID. Let's check any email ID disclose. No. Demonstration I will use this facebook.com. Why? Here API key, let's find out API key. I think there is some issue so that it is not giving us any result. Site colon any website facebook.com and then any word you want to search, password, keys, token. Yeah, no, it's working. There is a code, 3 million code. At least if you if you search 1000 code, if you open 1000 code, definitely you will get some juicy information. You will get some information, and it will be very critical. Like that you can find some other thing. AWS secret key, AWS as secret key. If it enable, there is a 1k plus code. No, it's up to you. You have to spend lot of time here, and you can find secret key, and definitely you will get, there is a 1k plus code. If you search and if you open 1000 or 500 to 1000 code, definitely you will get some information here. Okay, so here you can choose domain. Let me choose this one again. Site outreach. Why it's not working? Outreach.io. Let's check this. Yeah, one plus only one code. Let's check. Yeah, here is only one code. So let's check. This is an empty file, and I think it's a public. It is a token, private access token, but I think this is a public. This is a public in repository. Okay, and this is not a private. If it's some private, then you can report it. Okay, so like that you can find keys, secrets. These are the things you can find in the GitHub. Okay, but this is an open repository, so you can't, this is not some informative. Like that you can find here. Let's find some other things. AWS key only. AWS key, there is a 18 code, and open all the 18 code, and if the good luck, then definitely you will find some information and API key. And this is all bot. GitHub. Now it's up to you. This is only information I am giving. If someone is beginner and don't know about GitHub, so you can start now from here. Like you can start here, site colon your site and these keywords. And lot of words you can search, and if you have good luck, then if some disclose some information, then the vulnerability will be critical. DHCP configuration. But let's check this. There is no configuration data. Not as some informative. Okay, leave this. There is only HTTP request response only. Let's leave this. But try like that. Definitely you will get some good thing. I report them and you will get a good bounty. So this is the process of GitHub. Okay, so our next step is SSRF. So topic to be covered is what is, I will show you only short. Okay, I will not explain in much, but one live attack I will show you, and simple what is SSRF. I will not go in deeply and not explain much. Okay, I will explain simply like what is SSRF, how to find it, and there is a how to look for SSRF, then exploitation of SSRF, basic exploitation. I will not show you the exploitation part. Okay, if there is beginner, then beginner can't understand the exploitation part, so I will show only the SSRF and how to find the SSRF. Then in the end there is a tool to find the SSRF and mitigation. So let's start. What is SSRF? Yes. Anyone want to say something? Okay. So what is SSRF? Server-side request forgery. It's a server-side request forgery, also known as SSRF, is a web security vulnerability that allows an attacker to induce the server-side application to make HTTP request to an arbitrary domain of the attacker's choosing. Like there is a two attacks are similar, CSRF and SSRF. In the CSRF scenario, attackers like forge the request by client. Okay, we have a client, and SSRF induce the server side request. Okay, server side, and server side request forgery vulnerability occurs when an attacker has full or partial control of the request sent by the web application. A common example is when an attacker can control the third-party service URL to which the web application makes a request. In the simple, I will show here. Yeah, here. If the web application, like here is our web application, http public example.com, it is uploading some PHP file and this request can be come from. As you see, most SSRF in these reports occurs in file upload, profile or webhook service. There is a consist with most documentation. Let's this theory leave this. Another interesting thing is note that variety of the file type that could be used to cause an SSRF. Any file that could contain a URL equal to like that would be parsed by the application, so can potentially trigger the vulnerability. Most of the files uploaded as POCs in this report were SVG, JPG, XML, and JSON. Like some file is including from external or internal, or including some external resources or internal. That time we can set our payload and we can try for SSRF. Like understand how data flow from the target find endpoint which try to make a connection to somewhere. First we need to find the endpoint. Like method, you can try to find the endpoint. How you can find the endpoint? Like first, spider the website. First, open your web application, open your website, and spider the whole website. Okay. Then search for the parameter like URL or yeah, URL equal to easy way means HTTP equal to in request. Try your SSR payload. These are the some keywords you can find. You can search from the like destination redirect. If the website is redirecting somewhere other, then you can try the SSRF payload, URI, URL, continue path, window, callback, view, directory, show. If something is showing you from somewhere, from some other resources, page, return, then file, document, folder, root. These all are the keywords you have to find in, you have to search in Burp. Then after that, if you found that type of keyword, then you can try for the SSRF payload. So next, let's, yeah. Here is some live website. Let me check. Website for SSRF. Let's check. Class Dojo. Yeah, this is the best. Let's find in this. Open your website. Here, this is the website related to trainings, demo class, and add student. There is a multiple function in this website. So let's try to find the SSRF. Yeah, our website is ready. Let's configure the proxy. Here, let's spider this website. Yes. Wait, let me from starting. Let me intercept this request and open your website. Refresh the page, and here, not this one, request. Search it again. Class Dojo. Send to spider. Spider the whole website. Spider, and in the target, teach that add to scope, and spider the host. Actively scan the host. Here, you need to spend a lot of time in this website to find the CSRF, because you don't know the functionality of this website, and you don't know the every parameter, all parameter of this website. So you need to spend a lot of time in the website, and I already found CSRF in this website. So directly I will show you where I found the CSRF. Oh, sorry, SSRF. Okay. So like that, you can search from here, but no, our website is not all not spider all the website, and we didn't capture all the request. There is only few parameters. So if after some time you need to open lot of parameters, not a lot of pages. Okay, new classes. Let me turn off spider intercept. You need to open a lot of parameters. You have no archived, got more information, add more classes, nothing is there. There is account setting, but let's check some other. So open multiple page for the parameter. Okay, all will save in the sitemap and in the scope, like that. And if you open lot of parameters, then you can find here in request and in scope search, but there is no URL found because we this website is not all crawling like our spider. This is only few pages spider, so the URL is not found or any parameter is not found. Page equal to HTTP equal to HTTP, no. So we know our website is not spidered, so we already find. So I will directly go to the vulnerable parameter. Let's off this. Here open any of them, always group, need work, add skill, nothing. Yeah, here is import file. It is importing something. Okay, so here maybe something, need work, no. Student, let's check here, add student. Yeah, add any student, ABC. Any word, copy, import from Excel, because this parameter is importing something is getting from the internal service. So here we can try the SSRF, import and paste the student. Anything you can just type here, name, ABC, anything, name, import file, again name, sing. Let's capture the request. Capture the request, save, and here we got first name, second name, and here is a PNG file. It is including the PNG image from internal server. Let's send to repeater and go to check whether the website is getting the internal server making request or not. Let's open your Burp and Burp collaborator client. Copy the collaborator and here remove this and you can paste here. Let's paste here. Let's check. Click to 3 times. Let's open. Yeah, it can take some time, so till that wait. If it generate the request, HTTP request, Okay. Wait for a few minutes. If it's vulnerable, definitely it will show us the HTTP request from the internal server. Wait for it. So this is the process of SSRF, where this image is in this parameter, avatar is parameter is including the PNG file from the server. So here we can try the SSRF, and here we use the burp collaborator, and if it generate the like request, then here you can try one by one for exploitation. You can try lot of payload here, and it's up to you. You can try. Let's check this. Not now. I think it's patched now. If it's patched, then it will not show us the result. But if it's not patched, then definitely it will generate the request. So one by one, first I know this bug. I already found this bug, so I'm directly go here. But you need to crawl. You need to crawl all the website. Every parameter you need to open every parameter. Okay, every parameter. Then you can try this SSRF. Simply open search command, and here you can search these are the keywords. If you found some keyword like destination equal to redirect equal to URL equal URI equal to URL equal to domain page show equal to something, then you can try here. This is the payload, like you can try payload or 22 means this is port scanning. It is scanning port. Okay, so you can port scan, you can like there is a lot of like techniques to exploit this vulnerability, and you can exploit this. Let's check. I think it's patched now, so it is not giving us any output. Wait till then. It can take some time, so we have to wait for a few minutes. So there is some tool to find and exploit the vulnerabilities, and these are the tools you can use, and SSRF Azure, and this tool generates Gopher link. Then Python based scanner tool to find potential SSRF parameter. A simple SSRF testing written in Go. So these are the tools. By these tools you can exploit the SSRF. Let's check. Wait. I think it's patched, so it is not giving us any request. But if it's vulnerable, then definitely it gives us here the HTTP DNS and HTTP request. So that's it, guys. This is all about today's session. You can turn on your So that's it, guys. This is all about today's session. If you have any doubt in this session or you want to ask anything, and you can. Hello.
Yes, bro. Actually, now I'm good, but when I started doing something, definitely I will get out.
Okay.
I will let you know. I will reach
Okay,
out to you.
sure. Sure. Okay, this is all about today's session. Okay.
Bro, and where we get this recording session and PPT?
I will share
you
PPT.
share?
Yes, I will
Okay,
share.
bro.
Yes.
Okay, bro. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks for the session, bro.
Okay.